Hi there, and a massive welcome to WealthCarePro. I'm Janesh, and if you are new here, this is WealthCarePro. For years, I have been in a demanding job, working long hours, doing something I genuinely care about. And like many of you, I always thought that if I just work hard, put in the hours, the financial side of the things would, sort itself out. But have you ever looked at your bank account at the end of the month, after all that, just all the hard work, and just thought, where on earth all the money go? Why does it feel like I'm just treading water or even going backwards, no matter how hard I paddle? If this is something that sounds familiar, then believe me, you are absolutely not alone. And this video, this whole channel, in fact, is for you. This isn't about some complicated spreadsheets from some financial guru who's never worried about the price of a loaf of bread. This is about my journey, the real stuff, the mistakes I've made, and the simple practical things I'm learning to do step by step to change that picture. And I want to share that with you. So let's dive into that big, often uncomfortable question. Why are so many of us working our socks off, yet still feeling broke? So let's talk about the elephant in the classroom. Yes, the education gap. One of the biggest reasons, and this is something I feel quite strongly about, is that nobody ever really taught us about money, did they? Think back to your school days. We learned about algebra, history, maybe a bit of home economics if you were lucky. But actual practical money management or budgeting or understanding credit or investing, I think for most of us it just wasn't on the curriculum. I certainly never learned it. I went through my entire education right up to qualifying for a demanding healthcare role without a single formal lesson on how to manage the money I would eventually earn. And I'm willing to bet many of you watching had the exact same experience. And isn't that a bit mad when you think about it? Money is something we all have to deal with, right? Every single day of our adult life, we have to deal with money. It affects our stress levels, our choices, and our future. Surely understanding how to manage, it should be as a fundamental as learning to read and write. And I think it should be taught from young age, building those foundational skills bit by bit. Now, I have seen this in some films as it portrays. There are some kind of very privileged kids goes to custom built schools where alongside everything else they are taught about wealth management, about assets, about making money work for them. And that's a massive privilege, and I don't think we all have that kind of access to that kind of education. The vast majority of the people like us are going through the standard school system, and we are often left to figure this money management part by ourselves. And I think that's a huge gap. So what happens? So we finish our schools or college, and we land on our first proper job, and suddenly we are earning. And for a while it's brilliant. The first paycheck feels amazing, but without that foundation, without those skills, it's so easy to just drift. You pay your rent, your bills, you buy the things you need, maybe a few things you want, and before you know it, you are living paycheck to paycheck. Perhaps debt starts to creep in, a car loan, probably a credit card that was only for emergencies, but somehow gets used for everything else. It's not because we are bad people or foolish, it's because we are navigating a complex financial world without a map or a compass. We are trying to learn to swim when we have already been thrown into the deep end. And then one day you might have this sudden realization. Maybe you're trying to save for a house deposit, or an unexpected bill lands on the mat, or you start thinking about the future, about pensions, and you look at your finances and think, oh my goodness, how did I get here? Is it too late to fix this? And that feeling, that thought of it's too late can be absolutely crippling. It can make you want to just bury your head in the sand. But here's what I really want you to take away from this part of our chat today. If you feel this way, it is not entirely your fault. You were let down by a system that didn't equip you. You are living in a society that consistently bombards you with messages to consume, to spend, to keep up with the Joneses. The good news? It's never too late to start making changes. It's never too late to learn. I'm on that journey myself. As I said earlier, I'm not a millionaire. I haven't got it all figured out perfectly, but I started to learn and I applied some simple principles, and I'm seeing a massive difference on my finances. It's about small, consistent steps, and that's what WealthCarePro is all about, sharing those steps, figuring it out together. My wow moment wasn't some grand revelation. It was a slow burn of realizing that if I didn't actively do something different, nothing would be different, and that if I could learn the complexities of the job I'm doing now, I could surely learn the basics of managing my own money. And when I realized it, I took steps towards it, and it made a huge difference. So the fact that you're here watching this means you are already taking a positive step. You are acknowledging that maybe there is a different way, and this is episode number 1 of our financial reset series. We've talked about why so many of us are in the same boat, but talking about the problem is only the first step. The next step is figuring out what to do about it. And that's exactly what we are going to cover in the next video, episode number 2. In that video, I'll be sharing the exact 4-step framework that I'm using, which is a very simple but very practical plan that can help you break the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck, and obviously start building a more secure financial future. And I won't be using any jargon, so there is no complex theories here, just straightforward stuff that works for ordinary busy people. Likes it worked for me, so it should probably work for you. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon so you don't miss it. And if you are ready to move from understanding the why to learning the how, then click here to watch the episode number 2. Thanks so much for joining me today. Remember, this is a journey and we are on it together. See you on the next video. Thank you. Let's do this together.